At this cabinet editor screen, as well as at the wall elevation and floor plan designer screen, we may show our face frame only instead of the whole cabinet. When we first enter face frame only mode, Cabinet Pro will automatically dimension the openings, after which we may display the face frame in a number of ways. Let's now explore some face frame construction methods and alterations so that we can visualize some of the various styles of face frame construction allowed within Cabinet Pro. At the face frame details category, I have selected full-length mullions where the middle stiles, or mullions, will extend from the top of the cabinet to the bottom, and the rails will intersect between the stiles. We will see that our face frame construction has been altered to reflect full-length mullions where all stiles and mullions are not only full length, but are also the same length. Of course, we can also alter the width of not only each stile, as is shown here, but of all of the face frame parts within this cabinet, and then all other parts of the cabinet, including doors and drawers, will automatically adjust. Or we can select full-length rails as another face frame construction style, where the top, middle, and bottom rails will extend through the entire width of the cabinet, stopping at each end stile. We can also select exposed rails, which is very similar to what we just saw. The only difference being that the top and bottom rails extend through each end stile showing end grain. This is useful when we want to have a run of cabinets appear as though their top and bottom rails are continuous throughout the run. Or we can select what is called our conventional face frame construction style, where the top and bottom rails stop at each end stile, but the middle stiles extend in between the top and bottom rails. To dimension our face frame, we simply press the dimension button. Notice that among the several methods Cabinet Pro allows toe kicks to be made, we have chosen to construct our cabinets with notched ends such that the toe kick rests in the front of the notch. If we extend one or more of our stiles all the way down to the floor, or down to any dimension of our choice, the notch, if it existed, will disappear, and we can alter the height and length of our toe kick as is shown here. In this case, our toe kick substrate is raised off the ground to our specifications so that another toe kick skin may be easily applied to it. Cabinet Pro allows both the toe kick substrate, as is shown here, as well as the applied finished toe kick. Let me remove the front stretcher so that we can see our cabinet's parts from a top view. We can apply either inside or outside angles to our stiles in order to butt up against an adjacent cabinet positioned at an angle. Here we have our left frame stile angled all the way down its length at a negative 45 degrees. On the other side, we have our right frame stile angled all the way down its length at 22.5 degrees. Now let's look at the positioning of our ends and inside partitions with respect to the face frame. To make viewing less confusing, I have colored the ends blue, the vertical partition red, and the stiles and mullions green. Since this is a drawer bank on the left side of this cabinet, we may want to bring the left end flush with the inside edge of the left stile. This will make installation of our drawer guides easier. Now, our left side is flush with the inside edge of the left stile. Notice that changing the face and reveal on the left side did not affect the reveal on the right. Now, let's move our vertical partition to the far left of the middle stile and see how this is done this time. At the dividers category, we can slide our vertical partitions anywhere along the width of each middle stile so that if we had multiple vertical partitions, they could all be at different positions along their respective mullions. In this case, I am simply telling Cabinet Pro to place the vertical partition on the far left side of the mullion. When we look at our top view again, we will see the vertical partition has now moved to the left. All parts in this cabinet have been immediately adjusted to accommodate this change. There is also an option per cabinet to simply place vertical partitions on each side of each mullion. With this feature, we have two vertical partitions flush with each edge of each middle stile, with, again, all other parts being automatically adjusted. There are several options when we produce a cut list. For this example, I've chosen to automatically insert a diagram of the dimensioned face frame, as well as the dimensions of each part, including a note that states which stile to cut at what angle. If we prefer, we can also display where another stile or rail intersects each of our face frame parts. Selecting this option will display each of the intersecting stile and rail positions for each part on our cut list. Cabinet Pro will also make necessary adjustments automatically. Normally this stile, for example, was set at a width of 3 inches, but notice that its width on the cut list has been automatically altered to a little less than 3 5/16 to account for the angled cut. This new width is automatically calculated by Cabinet Pro and is based upon the angle being cut and the thickness of the stile. Cabinet Pro not only allows customized facing reveals as we have seen, but also scribes and fillers, where scribes add width to an existing stile and fillers are separate pieces of wood that may be used in place of scribes. On any cabinet that is designed within Cabinet Pro, not only is the bid automatically completed, but the CNC machining has already been calculated and completed as well. The holes for adjustable shelves, dados for vertical partitions, horizontal partitions, and fixed shelves, as well as the drawer guide holes for either side-mounted or rear-mounted drawer guides, and other machining is ready to be machined on the CNC router. Face frame construction was the first type of cabinetry developed within Cabinet Pro back in 1986. Since then, it has evolved to encompass all that is required by those who build custom face frame cabinets and much more than can be shown in this video. And while CNC machining has been generally reserved for frameless cabinetry, which we also support extremely well, we have spent the last few years in making sure CNC machining is efficient for face frame custom cabinetry as well.